My name is Kaz, and my torso is here to craft the burger of your dreams, which is apparently a spaghetti burger. That sounds perfectly vile, so let's get started with the bun. We're going to build up this burger boy on a bun of brioche, and for that we're going to mass out 250 grams of bread flour, adding to that a half teaspoon of salt. For the wet stuff, we're going to start with 1/2 cup of warm water, 1 teaspoon of quick rise yeast, and a pinch of flour go into that so as to prove the yeast. I just sort of put this in a cabinet to wait for 10 minutes, leading to more than one episode where my roommate is surprised to find one of my science experiments along with the glassware. Once that's nice and murky and bubbly, we add the rest of the cool wet stuff, which is the yolk and some of the white of 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of whole milk. The rest of the egg white gets a little spritz of water and more than a little fork agitation and goes in the fridge for later. Brioche is technically a pastry, and pastry means layer upon layer of butter. Instead of gradually cold folding the butter in, I'm going to use a technique I learned by hitting View Source on the America's Test Kitchen website rather than giving them $10. I want just under 3 tablespoon tick marks of butter, and conveniently no wax paper butter wrapper is perfectly aligned, so I get to cut from the short end, so to speak. From there, we take it to the range to melt over low heat. Once melted, we transfer the butter to a vessel that can drizzle, and slowly let the hot butter in. With that all happy, it's time to pour it into the mixing bowl with the dry ingredients. After long training under the vigorous hook of the stand mixer, this JoJo will mature into a lovely, taut orb. The resulting dough will be cohesive and workable, like battle tendency. If it comes apart under basic scrutiny and nasty bits stick to the shared internet consciousness of your fingers, like Stardust Crusaders, you gotta train that sucker under the hook for another 5 minutes at least. Now that we have battle tendency in our hands, we're going to split it into 6 easily digestible chapters. I like to do this by hand because you can feel the weight on either side, and the internal web structure glides beneath your fingers. It's like squeezing the life out of something, but more nurturing and creative. Like opposite strangling. As a minor departure from basically every bread recipe ever, I'm going to arrange these 6 orbs in the large glass dish that they're getting cooked in, and only let them rise once. This whole affair also goes right in the cabinet for at least 1 hour. Or if you're like me and forgot to charge your camera, they get at least another half hour while you desperately try to get a charge on the thing and then repair with your control device because apparently that also happens sometimes. So, here are some still images of the intermediate result, some bulbous, unbaked buns. We next give them a generous brush down with the water-egg mix that we whisked with a fork, because I'm not professional enough to own a tiny adorable whisk, and that we left in the fridge because my tiny adorable dog can jump to essentially unlimited heights if she believes that there's some new thing to taste on the counter. Next up, we bake them in a 400 Fahrenheit degree oven, or a 204 Celsius, or 477 Kelvin for around 20 minutes, or 1.2 kiloseconds. If you have something to prove other than yeast, you can give the buns a second coating of egg wash in the middle of the bake. But in any case, we end up with a hex pack of toasty brown bambinos. It's a new day, and a new outfit to add to the biometric archive that an advanced consciousness will one day use to cobble together a grotesque digital simulacrum of my body in order to procedurally generate burger-building video content. Time to build a burger! Our patty is going to be a melange of things that are no doubt better suited to just making into a spaghetti dish, but I'm on a mission. We're gonna mass out 250 grams of cooked angel hair pasta and leave the accidental extra 11 grams in the fridge for something else. Along into the bowl go 4 tablespoons of ricotta cheese, 2 tablespoons of pasta sauce, a generous tablespoon of red miso paste, and about a cup of shredded parmesan cheese. There, that looks like a cup. Add some salt and some panko breadcrumbs to stiffen up the mix. I ended up using about a cup of crumbs. And also an egg. There's no way that I forgot to add an egg and got halfway through the next step without it. While I mix this up, a word about miso paste. It's incredible. If you can get a blend of miso called awase miso, I would recommend that instead, and not just for the Way of the Samurai callback, but I guarantee that no matter what kind you get, you will start working it into every sauce you eat because it is the gelatinous state of amazing. Now that the whole mix is marvelously masticated, we can spoon out a dollop of it into a hot and oiled skillet, which in my hands is more of a semi-skillet at best. Gently urge the ooze into patty shape while it cooks there on medium to low heat. With beef, I like to smash it down quick and hot because who likes slow beef? But this stuff will scorch fast, so we need to lock in the oozes good and tight. which means Spaghetti Burger Night could rightly be known as Tight Ooze Day. Having selected the most pleasing of the hex pack for a wide viewing audience, we give it a dainty saw with a serrated knife. Hit the top bun with about a spoon of tomato basil pesto sauce or your sauce of choice. Again, I'm using something from the store because I'm already making enough of this nonsense, and I'm not about to harvest my own pine nuts. That's my retirement fund. Further crown this burg with one huge leaf of lettuce, breaking as necessary so as not to make a total mess of the thing, then slide the patty on and put it all together. To complete this pastiche, I'm going to give you a cross-section of a burger that I guarantee is both big and honkin'. And there you have it, spaghetti burger. This thing tasted positively amazing. The noodles helped soak up all the powerful flavors from the sauce and cheese, and I basically cheated by putting a whole bunch of stuff I love on bread I baked myself, so it couldn't possibly be bad. Now, for no particular reason, I'm going to chase that with a banana topped with cilantro.